Eleanor adjusted her simple cardigan as she settled into her first-class seat, unaware of the judgmental stares piercing her. The flight attendant's smile was polite but strained as she glanced at Eleanor's modest attire. Then, with a condescending smirk, she said the unthinkable. "Ma'am, I believe you're in the wrong cabin." The whispers of wealthy passengers around her grew louder. The humiliation burned, but Eleanor remained calm. Little did they know, they had just made a grave mistake that would change their lives forever. Eleanor wasn't dressed like the other first-class passengers. No designer handbags, no flashy jewelry, just a simple woman with quiet grace. But appearances were deceiving. The flight attendant's patience wore thin as she attempted to explain that she had a valid ticket. "We have strict standards for first class," she said before calling security. The other passengers chuckled, nodding in agreement. The embarrassment deepened as a security officer arrived, towering over Eleanor. "Ma'am, I need to see your ticket," he said firmly. With shaking hands, Eleanor handed it over. He barely glanced at it before sighing. "You'll have to move to economy. First class is for our premium guests." She wasn't given a choice. With whispers and laughter echoing behind her, she was escorted to the economy section, humiliated beyond belief. Yet, Eleanor didn't argue. She took her new seat and pulled out her phone. If only they knew who she was calling. On the other end of the line was her husband, Richard Sterling, one of the world's wealthiest men and, more importantly, the owner of this very airline. "They kicked me out of first class," she said softly, pain in her voice. Silence. Then Richard's voice turned icy. "Which flight?" she told him, and the response was immediate. "Stay seated, love. I'll handle it." Meanwhile, one flight attendant boasted about maintaining the airline's elite standards. "Why, in first class, you have to be firm with people who don't belong," she told a passenger, earning nods of approval. Then a sudden announcement crackled through the speakers. "Attention crew and passengers. Due to a last-minute security review, we will be making a special stop. We ask that all first-class passengers remain in their seats." The whispers started again, this time in confusion. When the plane landed at a private airstrip, panic spread. No one understood why they had been diverted until the cabin door opened and in walked Richard Sterling himself. His presence commanded instant attention, and his tailored suit and powerful aura made it clear he was no ordinary passenger. The flight attendant paled. "Mr. Sterling, what an unexpected honor." His sharp gaze silenced her. "Unexpected? My wife was thrown out of first class because she didn't fit in. Would you care to explain?" The color drained from her face. I didn't know she was—" "Exactly," he cut her off. "And yet you judged her." Gasps filled the cabin as Richard turned to Eleanor and extended a hand. "Come, love, first class is yours." She stood, holding his hand as they walked back to the front. But Richard wasn't done. He turned to the stunned flight attendant. "You're relieved of duty? Effective immediately." The rest of the first-class passengers shifted uncomfortably. Some had laughed at Eleanor, some had encouraged the mistreatment. Now they sat frozen as the realization sank in. They had mocked a billionaire's wife. As Eleanor finally took her rightful first-class seat, Richard sat beside her. "You didn't have to do all this," she whispered. "Yes, I did," he replied, "because respect isn't about wealth, it's about character." The plane continued its journey, but it would be unforgettable for many. The lesson for many on board Sun was clear. Never judge someone by appearance because you never know who they are. This shocking story is a powerful reminder that appearances don't measure true worth. Watch till the end to see how justice is served. What would you have done in Eleanor's situation? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening stories that challenge social norms. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Take care.